PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's a game developed by the same people that made the Battle Royale mod for Arma 3 and the Battle Royale mode for H1Z1. At the start of the game you're all put in a waiting area. As you can see here, there are weapons that you can try out. Once the timer runs out, everyone gets put into an aircraft that flies across the map. You can choose where over the map you want to jump out of the aircraft. As a beginner, you probably want to try to get away from the other players as much as possible. Give yourself a chance to get the best weapons you can before encountering the other players. When you jump out, you'll begin to parachute down onto the map. If you repeatedly press forward, you can sort of swim through the air. This will take you a bit further, give you a better chance of getting away from the other players. Now in this game it does have third person view, and you can hold down left alt to look around you. In third person view you're going to need to use this a lot. People that have played Arma are going to be familiar with this. People that haven't are going to need to get used to looking around a third person view pretty quickly. Landing the parachute is handled automatically. You can't really mess it up unless you happen to clip at the edge of a building on the way down. You can end up losing quite a lot of health. Once you're down on the ground, you're going to want to loot up as quickly as possible. You're going to need protective items and a weapon as soon as you can. When you approach lootable items, some information will appear on the screen telling you the level of the item if it has a level, and the colour if it comes in different colours. The default key is F, I've changed mine to enter. Press your default key to just simply pick the item up. When you pick up a gun, note that the gun will not be loaded. You'll have to load it before you can fire it, so make sure you do, because you could end up in some pretty sticky situations if you don't. You can also loot items by pressing the tab or I key for a daisy style inventory, where everything that you pick up from the ground is on the left. Your main inventory is in the middle, backpack and protective items, and your items of clothing just here. On the right here are your currently equipped weapons. There are 4 slots for weapons. 3 is always for the pistol, 4 is always for melee weapons, 1 and 2 are for your primary weapons. You can choose which weapon is in the number 1 slot and which weapon is in the number 2 slot. At the moment I have the M16 as number 1 and the AK as number 2, so I press number 1 for the M16 and number 2 for the AK. I highly recommend pressing the number keys rather than using the mouse roller. When you first pick up a weapon, it will always be in single shot if it has multiple fire modes, so don't forget to switch it to full auto straight away if you want to switch it to full auto. Whenever you hover the mouse over an item in the inventory, any areas such as weapons or clothing positions in which it can be placed will be highlighted. If you need to drop items to give half your bullets to a friend, for example, hold left control as you drag the item to the left of the screen. A menu will appear giving you the option to put in the number of how many you want to drop. Once you've been on the ground for a while, eventually you'll see this sign indicating that the white circle has appeared. This is the current game zone. You want to try and be inside the white circle if you can. Every now and again a blue circle forms and closes in towards the white circle. It is when you're outside this blue circle that you will take damage. Every now and again you'll also see red zones on the map. Red zones are bombing zones. You want to be inside a building when this is going off. You're pretty safe in a building as long as you're not too close to a window. However, if you are outside during the bombing zone, you can be pretty unlucky to actually be hit by one. Now onto the user interface. Top right is the number of players in the screen, bottom right is your minimap, just above the minimap is this bar here. The running icon indicates your position to the white circle. If it's on the right like you see here, you are inside the white circle. If the running man icon is anywhere else on the bar, you are outside the white circle. Underneath the bar is a timer. This timer indicates how long you have before the blue circle starts to move. Once the timer runs out, the blue section will go from left to right across the bar, indicating how close you are to getting caught inside the blue circle. In the middle of the screen here you can see information on your currently equipped weapon, how many bullets are in it, and the firing mode. Just below that is your health bar. In the bottom left here we have the server kill feed. Top left of the screen is yours and your teammates' health. Top middle of the screen is your compass. The white triangle indicates the position in which you are facing, and the yellow triangle indicates the direction of any map markers that you have set. In first person view, in the bottom left of the screen, you can see icons indicating your current stance. Now when it comes to actually shooting, if you aim down the sight and you hold the left shift key, you zoom in a little bit and steady the scope. However, you can only do this for a short amount of time, as indicated by the lung icon to the right of your health bar. Shotguns are extremely effective in this game, especially at close range, and you can often get a one-hit kill. Generally you're going to want to use the third person crosshair. When aiming down sight your movement is far too slow.
You just killed both of them.
When in third person view, if you hold right mouse button, you can look over your shoulder. You press Q and E to switch between which shoulder you are currently looking over. Also, when holding down the right mouse button in third person view, if you see this red circle icon, that indicates that your aim is currently blocked by whatever the icon is on. If you've got any kind of range on an enemy, you want to take the time to hit very specific targets, such as the arms or the face, to avoid their armor. Don't move too much, sit still, try to line up that shot. When it comes to using grenades, you press number 5 to select your grenade, but then you're going to have to press the actual mouse button to throw the grenade.
Go.
Yeah, I'll do it.
We need to move. Oh.
Stay down. Gonna grenade
I'm
him.
down.
Gonna grenade him.
I'm dead. Shit.
Got him.
Remember in multiplayer games that your enemy will be knocked out before they are killed, so you're going to have to shoot them straight after they've been grenaded. If you're going to use flashbangs, be careful not to screw yourself with the flashbang, it's pretty easily done.
He's in the other side of the wall to me, please.
Shit, I just stun grenaded myself as well as him, I think. Got him.
Nice.
In order to sneak up on someone, you want to move as slowly as possible. Do that by aiming down the sight or holding down the right mouse button if you're in third person view. If you ever get injured at any point, you're going to want to hide and heal up as soon as possible. You want to always try and have as much health as you possibly can in a gunfight. Use the default keys 7, 8, 9 and 0 to use the different types of health kit. You can only get your health up to about 3/4 with medkits. The final quarter can only be done with boosts, and that will take some time for the health to go up. You can stay underwater, but only for a certain amount of time, again as indicated by the lung icon to the right of the health bar. The breath will only go up though very slowly unless you actually stop swimming for a minute, at which point the breath will go up much faster. Press escape, have a look at the settings under controls in game to check out all the different key bindings. Key bindings to note would be left control plus T to mute all players, very useful at the start and in the airplane. Also press 5 multiple times to cycle through your different grenades, and take note of your holster weapon key. You can run faster with your weapon holstered, which is good for running away from the blue circle when you've left it a bit late. Certain areas of the map have higher loot than others, such as the bunker there or the school here. Anywhere where there's lots of buildings in one place or very large buildings, you would generally find a lot more loot. However, there will be lots more players attracted to these areas as well, so watch out, especially at the start of the game. Things can get pretty crazy in some of the more popular areas. The absolute highest level loot in the game though only comes in the ammo drops. Every now and again during the round you will see aircraft fly over. Sometimes they will drop ammo drops. The ammo drops do attract lots of players, so driving straight up to one with no weapons, like I'm doing here, is not really advisable. But if you manage to get the loot out the ammo drop, you're going to be pretty well set. Well, that concludes this basic guide. I hope you find this information useful. In my opinion, this game is great fun, and I hope you'll find it fun too. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take it easy.